Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Nolan has done it again.
We shall never surrender.
We shall never surrender. We shall never surrender.
Where's the bloody Air Force?
Hey there guys, how are you? It's me, the Canadian Movie Buff, with a review of Dunkirk. This takes place during the Battle of Dunkirk, in which 400,000 soldiers were evacuated as the Germans made their advance. This story is told through three perspectives: two pilots of the British Air Force, a group of soldiers on the beach, and a man and his son sailing across the channel to help with the evacuation. I love Christopher Nolan movies. Simple as that. He always tells cleverly woven stories that don't usually follow the traditional format of storytelling, usually putting the chronology of events out of order so the audience will have to figure out how it will all connect. This movie takes an interesting spin as the Battle of Dunkirk itself is center stage of this movie. As I mentioned before, Nolan's tradition of non-linear storytelling is a trademark of his craft. He likes to take viewers on an adventure by laying everything out on the table and mixing up the order of the plot. We see one event happen, then we see that event again, but from a different perspective. That makes you feel as if you're right in the thick of it and witnessing everything firsthand. Once again, Hans Zimmer proves why he's a master at making music. Throughout each piece, you can sort of hear the ticking of a clock, giving that sense of panic and running out of time. You always feel on edge because the music is playing with your brain and giving off that sense of tension. There wasn't a single bad performance throughout this entire movie. Mark Rylance plays the father of these two sons and is going off across the channel because he knows it's the right thing to do. Cillian Murphy, on the other hand, wants him to turn around and go back to England, and you can see on his face why. He's seen some traumatizing stuff. If I watched everybody on my ship die and was left adrift at sea as the lone survivor, I wouldn't be too keen on going back to the enemy either. What really blew me away was Harry Styles. This marks his first film role and he nails every scene he's in. Probably the best part is that when he was cast in the movie, Christopher Nolan didn't know that Harry Styles was a member of One Direction. He didn't even know he was famous. That's what I like about Christopher Nolan. He casts people in this movie because he thinks they're good actors rather than because they're famous. Now what makes this movie unique is that it was more of a story of the people at Dunkirk rather than the battle itself. When there were fight scenes, it wasn't about how much blood and gore could be spilled, but rather how this affected the evacuation and the people surrounding it. This isn't really as phenomenal as Christopher Nolan's previous works. It never really stuck to me the same way Inception or The Dark Knight did. It's better than Interstellar, I'll give it that. I just didn't connect to it as much as I wanted to. Maybe it was because of the story that was presented, or maybe it was because I expected it to fall into the tropes that most war movies have. All in all, Dunkirk is a fantastic movie. It had outstanding performances, a haunting soundtrack, amazing cinematography, and Nolan's style of storytelling was all over the place. It's one of the best films of the year, even if it doesn't have the overly awesome appeal that comes with a Christopher Nolan film. I want to love this movie more, and I think I will after multiple viewings at the theater or on Blu-ray. Alright, that's my review of Dunkirk. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? What's your favorite Christopher Nolan movie? For me, it's Inception. Leave your answer by commenting down below. And as always, this is the Canadian Movie Buff saying I hope you had a fantastic weekend at the movies. See ya!